Hi, and welcome to Introduction to GCSEs presentation. My name's Davies and I'm Assistant Principal with responsibility for Key Stage 4. It's a real shame that we're not able to hold this event in person at the school, but we hope that this presentation enables you to support your child effectively over the next 2 years. We appreciate that Year 10 and 11 can be quite challenging times, and we want to work with parents to ensure this is as smooth and successful as possible. And we hope the following presentation supports you with this. So I think the most important thing to start with is, why are GCSEs so important? We know that GCSEs and qualifications provide that choice for our young people moving forward in their life. And many young people at this age are very unsure of what they want to do with their lives and their career path. So the better qualifications they have, the more choices remain open to them. We talk a lot at Lydia Park Academy about aspiration, and we want our young people to really aim to be the best that they can be. And we know that at this time, with the COVID pandemic, there is huge uncertainty. There are higher rates of unemployment, it's a very competitive market, and potentially there may be fewer opportunities available to young people. So we want the students leaving Lydia Park Academy to be well equipped. We know that a well-rounded education, where we're thinking about things like people's character, what type of a person they are, along with the qualifications that they achieve, lead to the greatest choice moving forward. GCSEs have seen some real significant changes over the last few years with the different government reforms. And I just want to outline some of the most important changes that have been made. GCSEs are no longer graded by letter, A star, A, B, C, etc., as they used to be, but they're now on a banding system numbered 9 down to 1, 9 being the highest band that a student can achieve. Some of the key things to point out are that a band 4 is known as a standard pass, or an old C grade, and a band 5 is known as a strong pass, and again, equivalent really to a C grade. It's important to note that students should be aiming for the highest bands they can achieve, and that bands 7, 8 and 9 are the A star marker. Grade quality does matter. Children have all been set targets, and these are calculated using their Key Stage 2 attainment data. However, we know that at Lydia Park Academy, many pupils exceed these targets every year, and so that they should certainly not be seen as a ceiling. Pupils should always strive to achieve the highest band that they can. In some subjects, this is particularly important because they will have different tiers of entry paper, foundation and higher. It's vital that our pupils demonstrate their full ability throughout Year 10 and 11 to ensure that staff enter them for the appropriate paper. Some of the other main changes for you as parents to be aware of. Unfortunately, for the young people, there is an increased amount of content to be delivered in all subject areas. The exams are predominantly terminal exams. Many subjects, the coursework element has been removed. So historically, pupils were able to secure some of their final grade through coursework, but now the majority of subjects are terminal exams. There used to be opportunities for pupils to be entered early for some subjects, in particular maths, but this has now been taken away as well. There is an increased emphasis on what we refer to as SPAG, spelling, punctuation and grammar, and this applies to all subjects. So it's vital that if this is a weakness for your child, that they are practicing their writing routinely on their spellings, punctuation and grammar, because marks are awarded in the exams for this. The exams are memory reliant, and again, this is something that needs to be practiced over time. So children should be revising and going over content throughout Year 10 and Year 11, and not just waiting until the last few weeks before their final examinations. There is an emphasis on literacy and extended written responses, so pupils need to be able to construct effective responses to longer answer questions, which again just takes a lot of practice over time. So what are the main implications for the pupils? Due to the large amount of content that staff are delivering and the increased demands that I've just outlined, it is imperative that pupils work equally hard over Year 10 and Year 11. There is no opportunity now to coast through year 10. There is also, because of the terminal exams, an increased importance on revision strategies. Pupils need to be able to retain information and recall it in an examination situation and apply this information appropriately to exams questions. This is a skill that needs to be practiced, and pupils should be accessing past papers and practicing this particular skill. So as a parent, how can you support your child? Attendance is absolutely key. There is a distinct correlation between pupils with poor attendance and their outcomes. Every day missed at school equates to 5 hours of learning and course content, and with all the best will in the world, that is incredibly difficult to catch up. We appreciate that the current pandemic has resulted in significant loss of time for many pupils, and we are really keen to ensure that no further time is lost unnecessarily. You're probably aware that at present we have a number of students in year 10 who have been required to isolate through no fault of their own, and it's vital that these pupils are logging into their lessons virtually via Teams. In the case of any future periods of isolation for young people, as a parent, please ensure that your child is following their usual school day and logging into their Teams lessons to ensure that they are not missing valuable learning. Other ways as a parent that you can support your child. Unplug. So we know that a lot of young people are spending a significant amount of time on their phones, on social media. Whilst this is something young people do and we don't have any significant objections to, there needs to be sensible boundaries for this. Please promote healthy lifestyles. Lots of young people are telling us they're not going to bed until extremely late, early hours of the morning. Sleep is vital. Please ensure that young people are active and are eating a good, sensible, nutrition-based diet. Please encourage your children to have interests outside of school and have some downtime and some time away from studies. Again, this is vital for their health. Please ensure that your child has a quiet space at home where they're able to study. Research suggests that studying while sitting on a bed is not very good for young people. So again, ideally a desk area or an area at the kitchen table that is quiet where they're able to concentrate on their studies. As a parent, it's really helpful if you have some information and some knowledge about the GCSEs that your child is studying. Please check the exam boards that they are working from, the text that they are using, etc. Please test your child and take an interest in their revision. It really doesn't matter if you don't know this information yourself, but you are able to take their revision notes and test them on various aspects they are learning. Please maintain communication between home and school to keep us updated with anything we need to be aware of so that we can best support your child. And please support our Behaviour for Learning policy. It is there to ensure that young people are able to learn effectively without disruption. If a young person is issued a detention, please support the school in ensuring that this is sat. Thank you. Please monitor your child's homework, the quality of what they're doing, rather than just asking if they've done it. Read through it, check that you're happy with it, check that you think it's up to the best standard that it can be. Regular communication with your child at home, show interest in what they're doing. What book are you reading for English literature? What topic are you currently studying in history, for example? Ongoing revision support at home, ensuring that your child is revising routinely. And again, a word I've mentioned already, aspiration. Talking to your child about grade quality and what they're hoping to achieve in their future and getting them to really aim high. Practical support that you can provide with revision, just ensuring that they have the right resources that they may need. Highlighters, post-it notes, ruled paper, and many of our young people use the cue cards to make their revision notes on. Practical revision resources of this nature are really important for the young people over the next 2 years. We sell on Parent Pay many of the key texts and revision guides. They are fantastic aids to young people over the next 2 years, but only if they're used regularly. I speak to many parents who pay a lot of money out for these guides only to find they've barely been touched. These revision guides should be battered, they should be written in, they should have highlighter pens, post-it notes, etc. Please ensure that they are used regularly and they are a working aid to your child. The key message is your children will never have no homework to do or nothing to do for school. I know that this is a common response when asked. If they say they have no homework, please use the Show My Homework portal to check. And if there is nothing present that needs to be done, please ask them to set aside some time to do some revision and consolidate the things that they've been learning in class, perhaps that week and the week before. They can add to their revision notes. The next 2 years will inevitably be challenging. Children may feel stressed and anxious at times about their GCSEs, and that is understandable. We are supporting them, but also motivating them to keep working hard. And as I've mentioned before, grade quality does matter. So please don't allow your children just to settle for something that is not the best of their ability. How can we keep our young people motivated? Every young person responds well to praise. So regular praise when it's deserved is really, really important. And we try to do that at school. If you can also do that at home, that's incredibly helpful. Show interest in their work. Praise them when you see something that they've produced that you think is good. Take an active part as a parent over the next 2 years. Make sure you know the dates of any assessments, exams, check the quality of their homework, support them with revision, and just really be in this journey with them. And the final point on this slide, many young people struggle with motivation because they really are unsure of what they want to do with their future. So if as parents you can sit down and talk about their future pathways, start some research looking at A-level courses, college courses, that may be something they wish to do. This often gives them something really positive to aim towards. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation, and I hope that you found it useful. Some of the key contacts are on the screen for you at this point. Your child's tutor, Miss Carrero, who's the head of Year 10, Mrs Bosley, pastoral support, and myself overseeing Key Stage 4. Please do not hesitate to get in contact with us if you require further support. Thank you again.